be that way. It's us against the kids. It's us against the whatever. And so we have to hold together. But what he's saying here is the husband has tremendous power over the wife, or power not over the wife, but for the wife to make her into something for himself. And this is true. Now, when I was first married, Shannon would be like, I want to get this makeup. And I, like an idiot, would be like, it's kind of expensive. I mean, do you need that one? Isn't there a cheaper one? Stupid. She's getting that because she wants to be beautiful for me. And I'm telling her, isn't there something cheaper? You know? Or she wants to buy clothes. Oh, I need new clothes. Well, can't you get some of these, Ranch? Because I'm worried about finances. But honestly, I have to realize she's trying to beautify herself for me. And so I learned way too late, you know, honey, whatever you need for that, you know, if it comes to her beauty and her self-worth and how she feels about herself, whatever you need. Now, if I tell her that, if I give her free rein, then she tends to limit herself. But if she feels like she has to sneak it, then she comes home with a bag of Clinique that costs $200. It's like this big. And she's crying, I bought this, it costs $200. And then I have to say, okay, I'll take it back with you. And so we went back to the store and I was
This is a true story.
I went back to the store and I said,
Our
buyer's
first year of
remorse.
marriage was so embarrassing. Buyer's remorse.
So, it wasn't a good brand, and I think she uses some of it now. But
I do, but I know now my budget.
yeah, so, you know, when I think about my wife, I have to think about her as a whole person. As a husband, I have to say, okay, you know, how is she doing physically? How is she doing emotionally? How is she doing mentally? How is she doing spiritually? And as a husband, I have to think about that because I want to present her back to myself as a beautiful woman, you know, and I want her to be healthy. And so I have to pay attention to all these things in her life. Years ago, she wanted to go to school. I didn't see the point, you know, because I'm just a dumb husband, and it was going to be expensive. And so
Poor guy.
I was just like, well, you know, maybe you should work. And so she worked, and then finally, we're just like, you know what? She doesn't seem to drop this school thing. Maybe I should just let her go. So I let her go to beauty school, and she blossomed as a person. Like, I was holding her back from really becoming who she could be. She blossomed. She started witnessing to people. She started, you know, she did great in school. She got A's, you know, just really did really well. And I was holding her back. I mean, I could have had that life years before if I would have just said, okay, yeah, I go to school, you know, and she could have, you know, blossomed earlier in her life, but she, you know, I held her back. And so I realized as a husband, I have to make sure that she's doing well, you know, and to invest in her. And that's what he's saying, you know, Jesus did that for us, washes us by the water of the word that he might present us back to himself. And so I always look at those four things, you know, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. How is she doing? And we do have to engage those things, and sometimes there's difficulty, but you just have to work through those things. And we've been through that a little bit lately as the doctor's changing her epilepsy medicine, and she had to go off a medicine that was, you know, causing her to just feel really depressed and stuff. And so, you know, working through that and being a wise husband, I'm like, okay, what should we do? You know, should we make jerk decisions, or should we give it some time? And just being able to, you know, not run away, like, I don't really want to come home. but just to engage it and to be responsible. And we got through it. And now things are a lot better now. And getting better all the time. Anyway, so he says, no one ever hated his own flesh, verse 29, but nourishes and cherishes just as the Lord does the church. And so he's basically saying, hey, if you invest in your wife, husbands, you're investing in yourself. For we are members of his body and of his flesh and bones. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother, be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. And we talked about that already, because that was in the last passage. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. Now, this is something that is super important. And this is the key to successful marriage. So everything I've told you now is kind of details, but I haven't really helped you. This is the help. And we have a little bit, but this is the help. Do you think that I can change her? Anybody think I can change her? If I yell at her though, could that help? If I yell? If I talk really loud or incessantly.
Change her attitude. Is that it?
That might help. But no, ultimately, I can't change her, and she can't change me, and it's hard enough even just to make changes on yourself, right? And so how can I change her? It's like, okay, let's say that Clay.
Yes.
Let's say you're driving down the Autobahn in a Ferrari Testarossa.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, so you hear weird noises, you hear bad things happening, and you pull over the side of the road, and you go and you pop the hood, and you realize, oh yeah, that's the trunk. And then you go to the back, you lift up the back, and there is a 12-cylinder marvel of Italian engineering
With nitrous.
with nitrous. And something's wrong with it. So are you just gonna jump right in and start monkeying with that precision?
Possibly.
Really?
No.
What are you gonna do?
Gonna call someone.
Call it manufacturer, right? Exactly. Hey, so think about it this way. She starts making some weird noises. Angry noises. I don't understand. Do I want to engage that? Like, get right in there? No. I call the manufacturer. Hello? Yeah. I pushed this button and then she started making it. Oh, no, push that button. Okay.
Turn to extender.
But it's the same thing, you know? For the ladies, it's more like driving an old, 78 pickup truck down the road. But you know, you're probably not going to get all dirty and get in there and start messing with it, right? If it goes bad. You might, but it might not be a good idea. So you call the tow truck, right? Hey, Mater, come down here and get this guy. So the idea, the whole point is that it's not your job to fix each other. It's God's job to do that. And so you call him. Now, it's amazing because I've complained to the Lord about her plenty of times. And every time I say, I don't understand why she's acting that way, and I'm praying. And God's like, that's because you're an idiot. And you keep doing that. And he never lets me see, like, him fix her. I'm sure he does stuff, but he always shows me what I need to fix. And gets my heart in the right place, and then things start to go. And so when we talk about marriage and all this stuff, and the last part of that verse is, nevertheless, that each of you, in particular, so love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. You can't do that without the Lord's help. And the Lord is the one who gives you the ability to be the wife or the husband that he wants you to be. And that's the help you need. You know, you need a relationship with Jesus. And as I said at the end the last time, Jesus is the thing that made it work, right? And so too it is in your marriage. You have to have that relationship with him, because your marriage is only going to be as good as your relationship with Jesus is. All right? Let's pray. Father, thank you for this time. I just pray, Father, for each of these young people, Lord, as they graduate from high school and go to college and make decisions on life and marriage and all those things, Lord, that you would lead them and guide them, Lord. You bring to remembrance the things that they need to know about marriage so that they would be successful as they, and Lord, more than anything, that they would draw close to you in that whole process, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.